Thousands of people, in fact tens of thousands, have not received their social grant benefits for the month of January. According to SASSA, the delay is caused by an error with the personal information verification process. Now, civil society organization #PayTheGrant says it's been inundated with complaints from communities over these delays. Let's bring in the Deputy Chair of that organization, Elizabeth Raiters, who joins us for more on this story. Elizabeth, this couldn't come at a worse time. January is such an incredibly important month for families already.
Good morning. Yes, Michelle, it's actually at a very, very bad time. As we know, it's 150,000 beneficiaries, which is not actually called an error because it's not an error. These grants were actually suspended by SASSA. So this was done by SASSA. So they cannot call something an error if they suspended the grants. And knowing children are going back to school, it's even making it worse as parents cannot afford any stationery, school shoes or school uniforms at the current moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly difficult time for families as it is. So what's being described as an error? I understand that there's information that should have been captured that couldn't be verified. What's your understanding of what this particular error is, Elizabeth? Because it wasn't too long ago when SASSA was also talking about a technical glitch, which also left tens of thousands of grant beneficiaries in the lurch. That was in, I think it was September of last year.
But as I said, Michelle, it's not the error. It was done by SASSA. So they initiated the process of suspending those grants. So according to SASSA, these beneficiaries failed bank verification, FICA verification, or their initials is not the same as for instance, I went to my local SASSA office just to do some investigation with some beneficiaries, just to see what the problem was. And you would find out because your bank statement has like one name on and your identity document has two names on, your grant was suspended. But Michelle, what makes this so worse is the fact that SASSA suspended this grants without notifying these beneficiaries, which makes this so totally unlawful. And as part of grants, we would ask SASSA to do immediate payments to these beneficiaries, as this suspension was totally unlawful.
Right, so what SASSA is saying is a double payment for February, right? But SASSA is well within its capabilities of making this payment, as you say, Elizabeth, immediately by manually making these payments.
Yes, Michelle, definitely, because unfortunately the beneficiaries cannot wait until February. We're only at the beginning of January. January is already a tough month. Children are going back to school. If SASSA really cares about children, then they would really make this immediate payments, because it's sad to get messages from beneficiaries telling you that they don't know what to do, the kids are hungry, the kids are crying, the kids don't want to sleep because there's no food. Because as we all know, January is the toughest month. So for SASSA to even do this in January is totally, totally uncaring.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't also help, Elizabeth, that feeding schemes at schools, as I understand it, don't get underway either until February.
Yes, Michelle, you are so correct. They usually only open 3 weeks after the schools open. So it's very stressful for these parents of how these kids are going to survive, what they're going to eat, how they're going to be at school with no lunch or anything to eat. So I would really, really appeal to SASSA to do a manual immediate payment to these beneficiaries, because they do know who's the affected beneficiaries. So I am pleading with them to go this process.
Yeah, absolutely. In the meantime, Elizabeth, how are families surviving?
Some are borrowing from neighbors, some are asking for donations, some just don't have any at all.
Incredibly difficult story. Elizabeth Raiters is the Deputy Chair of #PayTheGrant. Yet another payment delay for 150,000 SASSA beneficiaries at what is probably the most difficult time of the year. Incredibly important story this, and we'll keep our eyes on it for you.